And so why do haters hate? That is the question that's plagued us for generations, and nobody really has a good answer. I think it can be summed up in four different categories. I could be wrong, but this is my personal opinion. Number one, people are jealous. They're jealous that YouTubers can do this for a living, make videos for a living. I've seen many comments saying, go try living a real job and doing a real job, 9 to 5, blah, blah, blah. I've done that. I've done the swing shift. I know what it's all like. Um, some people do a full-time job making videos on YouTube, and that's good for them. But sometimes people just get so jealous and bent out of shape about it that they leave those hateful comments just like, I can't believe you. Go get a real job. You suck. So I think part of these comments come from jealousy. The second category, I think, is people have insecurities in their personal life. And a lot of times, like even like one-on-one with people, people lash out at other people when they're insecure about something about themselves and they don't want people to notice it about them. So they lash out to others to deflect the attention from themselves to somebody else. Trying to say, oh, look at them, they did this, or this is what's wrong with that person. And this is why you should look at them and say, shame on you. Meanwhile, they have all kinds of issues themselves that people don't know about, and they don't want people to know about. And then your third category is just people who are having a tough time. I go back and I look at comments I've made, and I've made some pretty sarcastic comments that I probably wouldn't make today. And just depending on your day that you have, you might make a mean comment on somebody's video saying, this is stupid, this is a waste of time. And you go back, if you would go back and review your comments like a week later, you'd probably say, I probably shouldn't have said that. Might have been a little bit too harsh. So I think sometimes people just comment when they shouldn't comment and they're having a rough time or they're going through something and they just are emotional and they just flood it out in the keyboard and they just say things that they don't mean. And then the fourth category is people that are just plain mean. They're bullies. They just find enjoyment of being mean to people. And that comes back to the insecurity thing, I think. But there's just some people out there who are just mean, and they are. And they just can't find joy in anything except for being mean to other people. And so what do you do about all these haters? Well, the answer is not much. You pretty much ignore it. That's the best way to deal with a hater or haters. Just ignore it. Don't feed any attention to them unless you're the type of channel that reads hate comments every now and then or reading mean tweets. If that's a video that you do, then that's fine. It fits right in with the normal content that you do. But, do not screenshot it and post it all over social media because chances are if they're like a constant person that just is negative toward you and your videos, they're following you on social media and they're wanting to see if they get that attention. That's all they want is they want attention. And so if you do not give them that attention, they'll go hate somewhere else. Most of them will. Now, I'd be lying if I said I didn't respond to any of those comments before. Sometimes you just gotta let loose and comment every now and then. But for the most part, you should just try to ignore it. All that being said, you shouldn't close yourself off to constructive criticism. If somebody says your video sucks, your lighting's terrible, think about it. Is your lighting bad? Could it be improved? Usually how I see it is if somebody critiques me or offers something negative about me, says something about me, I think about it, okay, they said this. Is there any ounce of truth to what they're saying? Okay, there is. What am I going to do about it? Am I just going to ignore it? That's a viable option. Or am I going to try to improve on it? That's just the way I see things. If somebody would say, your video is terrible, okay, what maybe could I improve on? I don't think my video is terrible, but maybe there's stuff that I can improve on. So don't close yourself off to constructive criticism and just be aware that not everybody is gracious in their words. And a lot of people have good advice. They just have a hard time articulating that and saying, in a pleasant way. So for example, your video looks like vomit green. I can't even watch it. It looks so bad. That's not a good criticism at all. But if you'd say, hey, I just noticed on this video, your video has a little bit of a green tint to it. Maybe try color correcting it a little bit different way. It might help you out. That is a much nicer comment. So if you're the type of person that likes to critique, try to be nice about it. Because if you're negative or like really harsh, chances are people aren't going to want to read into it. But on the other end, if you're getting critiques that are harsh, look into it a little bit. As long as it's not personal, there might be something to look at there. Personally, I just think, once you start insulting somebody personally, you're crossing the line there. There's no room for that. I have no room to judge somebody personally when they're behind a camera and I'm behind a keyboard. That's not like a technical thing that I can critique somebody on. I can critique somebody on their lighting. That I'm not saying mine's perfect, but I can look at somebody else's and say, hey, your lighting could be a little bit better. Your framing, your focus, stuff like that. So there is a difference between hate comments and harsh criticism, and just make sure you do not mix those two and confuse them for one another, because it's really important to take criticism and try to improve on yourself. If you take all that I just mentioned in this video and run with it, you should have a better time making content, and you won't be as discouraged whenever you do get those hateful comments. And I know it's just so easy, just a gut response, type something back. And, I'd be lying if I said I didn't do it. I've done it before, but try to avoid it, because, we've got to avoid that YouTube drama. You don't want none of that. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some wisdom out of this, and you can apply it to your YouTube channel and everyday life too. This isn't just YouTube. This is for haters for anything. If you are a hater, please don't be a hater. Be nice to people. People have enough problems that they're dealing with, and they don't need somebody else weighing down on them being negative. And so try to share positivity and joy to each other, love each other, and send each other smiley face emojis. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more videos. All my social links are down in the description below. We'll also put them down here. Check out some of my latest videos. They'll be, on this side. Get confused sometimes. They'll be over here. And hey, that's it for this one. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.